You offer to help a colleague with their project, even though your plate is overflowing. A friend asks for a favor at the last minute, and you rearrange your day without hesitation. Family calls with yet another request, and yes slips out before you consider the cost. Why do some of us struggle to utter that simple word, no? What's unfolding in the mind and body when refusing feels like abandoning others, or worse, yourself? Tonight, we're exploring the psychology and physiology of chronic people pleasers. It's not just niceness, it's a tangled web of emotional wiring, hormonal pulls, and survival strategies that prioritize harmony over health. Dive into the instant of decision. A request lands, and your social brain activates. The ventromedial prefrontal cortex weighs relational value, while the amygdala scans for rejection risks. For those who can't say no, this threat detector is dialed high. Any denial registers as potential conflict, spiking cortisol and activating the sympathetic nervous system. Heart pounds subtly, breath shortens. Saying yes diffuses it instantly, flooding the system with oxytocin for that warm, connected glow. It's a quick fix. The brain's reward centers light up with dopamine from approval, reinforcing the pattern in the nucleus accumbens. Repeat this, and it embeds as habit via the striatum, autopilot for accommodation. Meet the attachment avoiders. Rooted in insecure attachment styles, often from childhoods where love felt conditional, their nervous system treats boundaries as barriers to belonging. Polyvagal theory reveals an undertoned vagus nerve. Instead of fostering safe engagement, it slips into fawn mode, where pleasing others signals safety. Physiologically, this keeps baseline adrenaline simmering, with lower serotonin making self-assertion feel unnatural. They say yes not from generosity alone, but because no feels like exile. Oxytocin bonds tie tighter to others' needs, leaving their own HPA axis in chronic low-level stress. Recall that time you agreed to an event you dreaded just to avoid disappointing? That's your body choosing relational calm over personal peace. Then come the guilt guardians. For them, no isn't neutral, it's laced with shame. The anterior insula, hub for emotional pain, flares at the thought of letting someone down, mimicking physical hurt. Low self-esteem amplifies this. The default mode network ruminates on "I'm selfish if I refuse," with dysregulated cortisol prolonging the guilt hangover. Studies show people pleasers have heightened mirror neuron activity. They feel others' disappointment viscerally in the somatosensory cortex. Saying yes becomes self-soothing. It drops norepinephrine, eases the chest tightness, and buys temporary emotional equilibrium. But it accumulates. Unmet needs lead to resentment that manifests as fatigue or muscle tension. Overlook not the burnout builders. These high empaths absorb energies like sponges, their temporoparietal junction overactive in perspective taking. A request isn't just words, it's a pull on their emotional reserves. Oxytocin surges toward helping, but without reciprocity, adrenal glands fatigue from constant microactivations. Physiologically, this erodes resilience. Serotonin pathways falter, inviting anxiety or depression. The gut-brain axis disrupts, causing nausea or IBS flares from suppressed frustration. They can't say no because boundaries feel like withholding tear, yet over time it drains their bandwidth, turning empathy into exhaustion. The perfectionist protectors add intensity. They view yes as proof of capability, their orbitofrontal cortex fixated on ideal self-image. Refusing? That's admitting limits, triggering error signals in the anterior cingulate. High achievers often hear, no feels like failure, spiking sympathetic responses, faster pulse, dry mouth. Apologetic yeses follow, but physiologically it overloads the system. Elevated glucocorticoids hinder recovery, shrinking hippocampal volume and fogging focus. It's control through compliance. If I say yes, I manage perceptions. Trauma-tied consenters carry echoes of past powerlessness. Experiences of control loss, Abuse, overbearing authority wire the locus coeruleus for hyper-alertness to demands. Saying no once meant risk. Now it triggers limbic flashbacks, cortisol floods, throat constricts. The body defaults to yes for safety, bypassing rational prefrontal input. Healing involves somatic rewiring, feeling the no in the body without catastrophe. Culturally, it's amplified. Societies rewarding self-sacrifice, especially for women or marginalized groups, reinforce it via social dopamine. Evolutionary angle? Group cohesion favored pleases in tribes, but modern demands tip it toxic. Step back. The body sustains this because short-term, yes pacifies, parasympathetic rebound brings relief. Long-term, chronic stress invites inflammation, immune dips, even cardiovascular strain. Boundaries unspoken somatize, headaches from held tension, sleep disrupted by HPA overdrive. But the core, can't say no folks are often the most compassionate, reliable souls. Their wiring gifts deep connections, but unbalanced. Shift isn't selfishness, it's sustainability. Neuroplasticity aids. Start small, practice no with low stakes. Feel the surge, breathe through. Vagal activation via deep inhales lowers cortisol, builds tolerance. Each boundary set releases endorphins from self-respect, rerouting reward paths. Breakthroughs come. A no that frees time, reveals true allies. The mind resists, anticipates loss, but when support holds, new circuits form. It feels exposed, then empowering. Which hits home? The avoider fearing isolation, guardian battling guilt, builder nearing burnout, protector chasing perfect, consenter escaping shadows, or conditioned fitting molds. Note it below if it stirs. In a demanding world, people-pleasers hold space heroically, but heroism includes self. You don't owe yes to every ask. Your energy is finite. Your body learned yes for survival. Now teach it no for thriving. Safety in sovereignty, strength in selectivity. Not walls, just wise gates. That empathic core, it shines brighter protected. If this named a yes you've swallowed, you're not solo and not obligated. You're worthy of your own advocacy. Like if it freed a buried boundary. Subscribe for more unpacks of our inner worlds.